Hi, Mike Brantley, auctioneer, here today talking about auctioneers and the prudence or lack of for tie bids, or what I refer to sometimes as so-called tie bids. First of all, auctioneers are governed by the UCC 2328 across the country. Louisiana has carved out a slight exception to the 2328, but the courts in Louisiana do use it. And so it's essentially the law across the land. And I've held consistently that tie bids are not a prudent idea. And I want to start from a consumer standpoint. Where else? Walmart, you walk in, you pick up an item and they say, oh, wait a minute, we have a tie here. Someone else wants to buy that too, so we only have one left. We've got to break this tie. How often does that happen? I wonder if it's ever happened. You go to buy a car. You make an offer on the car dealer says, yep, we got a deal. Let's shake on it. Get a call a few minutes later. We got a tie. There's somebody else that offered the same amount on that car, so you're going to have to come in. We're going to have to settle this so-called dispute. Real estate. Now, real property gets multiple offers, but can a seller accept two offers on their home for the same amount and then say to those two that they've accepted those offers? Well, we got a tie. We're going to have to somehow resolve this tie. It doesn't happen. And so why would auctioneers insist or suggest, well, we have tie bids at auctions, and that's just normal procedure. That's what we do. I would suggest the opposite, that you don't need to have tie bids. You don't even need to say the words tie bid. Kentucky is often cited as, well, there are tie bids, Mike. In Kentucky, there's a statute that says when, or if it's immediately apparent. I'm going to look over at the exact code so I can tell you that I can cite the statute. It's Kentucky Revised Statute 330.220. And this Kentucky statute says essentially that if the auctioneer says sold and it's immediately apparent that the auctioneer has one bidder and the ringman has another bidder, that the auctioneer, here's the key word, may reopen and may continue the bidding. So may is used, which means may not, may choose not to. But let me explore this continue the bidding concept here a little bit in Kentucky in particular. Let's say I've got a bidder at $15,000, the auctioneer. I've got this bidder. The ringman's got another bidder at $15,000, or so he thinks. Sold to my bidder for $15,000. Ringman says, whoa, wait a minute. We got this other bidder at $15,000. It's immediately apparent that there's some confusion here. Oh, okay, I'm going to continue the bidding. Ringman, your bidder's got to be $16,000. Bidder says, I'm not going to do it. I'm at 15. I'm not moving. I'm not bidding anymore. Oh, okay. Well, okay. The bidder I had, the auctioneer had, you've got to bid 16. No, I'm at 15. I'm not going to continue the bidding. I'm not going to bid anymore. How do we, what does continue the bidding in this regard even mean? If both bidders say they're not going to continue the bidding and both of them claim, well, I'm on just as well as the other bidder, how do we resolve that? Now, before you say, well, I've got it in my terms that the bidder the auctioneer has is on, the bidder the ringman has will have to bid more. Oh, so they're treated differently. Doesn't sound like a tie to me. Doesn't sound like a tie bid to me. I think auctioneers should endeavor to build confidence in the word sold in the sale process and the auction method of marketing. And I think the more confusing and convoluted, and I can say sold and not mean it, and I can reopen bids, particularly in tie situations. And what if everybody said, I've got 3 people tied or 5 people tied, and none of them want to so-called continue the bidding? What do we do in those cases? What's a better solution? Is there a better solution? There is. Leave it there. Leave it there. Sold. Oh, this bidder over here thought they were on. Well, guess what? They weren't. Can we avoid those types of situations where the ringman has one bidder and the auctioneer has another bidder? Yes, we can. Better communication between the auctioneer and the ringman. Because then the ringman turns around to the auctioneer and says, hey, I've got this bidder at $15,000. And I say, no, you don't have, because I've got $15,000 over here. You need to be 16. Say, I haven't said sold yet. But he can work to get 16 over there. And if he gets it, all the better. But if he doesn't, I'm going to sell to my bidder. I would encourage you as an auctioneer to consider how you would feel if you were bidding and I said to you, and then later, but not much later, said, oh, we have a tie. We're going to reopen the bidding. We're going to continue the bidding. How you would feel. And I already know how you would feel. I know how I would feel. Tie bids are not mentioned in the UCC 2328. State law in all 50 states, literally, or in Louisiana, essentially. And Kentucky has adopted the UCC 2328, which I invite you to look at those 254 words and find the words tie bid, because they're not in there. There aren't any tie bids in the UCC 2328. Tie bids defined in Kentucky, but I'm asking you to think about when it says continue the bidding and neither one want to continue the bidding, how we resolve that situation, and isn't that a better situation to avoid? Let's summarize this way. I think auctioneers should say sold and mean it. Be serious about it. So bidders can rely on what we say. And we say sold, we mean it. We say we want another bid, we mean it. We describe items, we talk about items, we mean what we say. Let's keep our word. Maybe that's a good way to leave this discussion. The prudence of having tie bids, of reopening bids and things like that, I find no reason to do it. I'm Mike Brantley, auctioneer. Pleasure to have you today. Look forward to more videos. Have a great day.